Johnson's Paintman over Torquay. Neil, 3 wins in a row and momentum seems to be building.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, that's what we wanted tonight. We'd won a couple on the bounce, and it's it's about breeding good habits sometimes. And we turned up tonight wanting to get another win, and we got the performance as well. It was a good night's workout for us. And
also the chance to rest a few.
Yeah, we were lucky enough to be able to leave a couple out. They're going to be playing a lot of games this season, but we were still a real good, strong team. If you bring in people like Luke Summerfield into the team and Jimmy Spencer and Junior Schmeichel, they're established first-team players for me, and they've just not, really played as many games as they would have liked so far. So, the gaffers talked about getting a bigger squad and a stronger squad, and I think it's shown tonight that we've been able to do that.
Good for Jimmy Spencer to get off the mark.
Absolutely. I mean, forwards, they're always judged on the goals. We appreciate a lot of the other work they'll do, and the fans do, but ultimately sometimes people just say, well, how many games has he played, how many goals has he scored, and it was a class finish, and for me he just keeps getting better and better. It was a big game for him tonight, in so much as it's his first game back after a mini break, and I thought he was outstanding.
Good finish from Jeff as well.
Jeff, yeah, well, he's got a lot of talent. He was excellent on Saturday. He got up off his sick bed to play the game on Saturday, and he was determined to play a part tonight, and he's just ticking over nicely with his goals.
And all 3 forwards seem to be scoring goals then.
Like I say, ultimately they get judged on the goals that they score, and if you can start early getting the goals before it becomes an issue or people start talking about it, it's great. So hopefully you guys won't start talking about it.
It looks like they can all play together as well, because it looks like you can play Jimmy and Jeff together, or Jimmy and Darryl, or Jeff and Darryl.
Yeah, I mean there's theories about perhaps a big lad and a smaller lad, but with Jimmy and Jeff, they've got the attributes of the big player, the strong player, they're good in the air, but they're also mobile and good on the floor, and Darryl Duffy's class and quality speaks for itself, and if you're an intelligent player, you can play with anyone.
Do you still need another one? Do you still think we'd like another, in an ideal world, we'd like a 4th forward, or we're just going to have to go with the 3?
Possibly. I mean, we've got Cade Mohammed, who's spending a lot of time as a centre forward. He's possibly the 4th choice at the moment. We've got Theo Lewis, who's not really getting much of a look in at the moment, but he's a good young player that again can count himself unlucky that he's not only not in the team, but with us only having 5 subs at the moment, it's put a little kibosh on good young players coming through. They don't get that experience of being on the bench and getting some match minutes. So in answer to your question, I think ideally yes, there's always better players about who can always get a bigger squad, but there's a fine balance between having the right numbers and not having too many players, and the 3 we've got plus Mo and plus Theo as centre forward options, we're very pleased with.
Kai came off at half time. Was that an injury, or was that just something to change it around?
We with the rules we had to play 6 players that started on Saturday, and we had 5, and we thought Jimmy Spencer may be able to be classed as a 6th one, because he started every game he's been available for, but it didn't matter, it was against the rules, so Mo played with a view to coming off at half time.
Okay. Second half you were under pressure a bit, but you must be quite pleased with the way, especially at the back, especially Sido and Harry played tonight.
Yeah, I thought first half we played some really good stuff, some excellent stuff that, if we'd scored a couple of goals that the moves deserved, they'd be contenders for goals of the season already. Second half it was a little bit of a different game, in so much as we had to really dig in and really defend and do all the things that defenders like doing, to be honest, and I think with Harry Hooman you've got a big lad who's good in the air, but he's mobile and good feet, and Sido's got, he's going to be a fan's favourite just because he's got that all-action style, and he'll make mistakes and he'll bounce back and he'll turn up in positions that you don't expect him to, like he did at Northampton the other week, and I think as long as people see that players are wholehearted and giving everything they've got, they don't mind things.
I mean, as a defender yourself, I mean, you know how difficult it is playing against somebody like Rene Howe, and I thought Harry Hooman was excellent.
I thought he was excellent, and every time I see him, I just keep thinking, it's hard to pick faults in his game. As I say, he's a big, strong lad. He's played against one of the strongest centre forwards he'll play against in this league, and he's give more back than than he's received. And like I say, he's good on the floor and he's mobile, and he's pre-season he played against Telford away, which is a tough game against a good non-league side on the Saturday, and then on the Tuesday he played against Bristol City and Maynard, and dealt with that level as well. So we've got two good players, experienced players in the heart of the defence at the moment, but Harry's pushing and knocking on the door, and performances like that show why we brought him here.
You wouldn't have any qualms about throwing him in if you had to?
Not at all. And there are potential issues sometimes about, has he got enough experience, especially as a central defender, and is he going to be old enough, or is he good enough, but everything I see that he does, just it's just a non-issue. He just seems to have everything that that he needs, and we'd put him in no problem if we had to.
Deadline day tomorrow.
Yes.
Is the goalkeeper coming?
We need one. I mean, Scott Brown's been unbelievable again today. He's had probably 6 or 7, 4 or 5 games this season on the spin now, where he's been absolutely outstanding. So we definitely need one. I'm sure something will happen. I'm very, very hopeful something will happen. I think perhaps just an extra crease that needs ironing out that we weren't expecting that's happening at the last hour. But hopefully something will be done for tomorrow.
Is that going to be all?
I would have thought so. Yes, I would have thought so.
Neil, the crease, has that got anything to do with England under 21 situations?
Yes. This is the.
It's no, it's not actually.
What?
It's not. I mean, I get what you're getting at, and that may or may not be the player we're talking about, but that's not the problem. Right.
Going back to Harry,
Yes.
has he surprised you, because you invited him in for a trial? Probably thought worth having a look at him, but he impressed you enough to get a deal, and he played well by all accounts in the reserves last week, and then he's done well again.
Yeah, I mean, Harry turned up pre-season as a trialist, like the people you invite down do, and he's just played himself into a contract. I saw things. He's a good size. When you see how mobile he is, they're good attributes to have. And then if you can, couple that by having a good football brain on your head, which he seems to have, and he's a good passer of the ball. He's an intelligent defender, but he has the physical attributes as well. And he definitely just played himself into a contract, and he's doing everything right at the moment.
Yeah, Mark's always very. If somebody's not doing it in the middle of the midfield, he's always very critical, because obviously that's where he used to play.
Yeah.
Do you have a big say on the defensive side of things, and maybe signing Harry? Did you have a big say in that?
Yeah, I certainly had a say. Yeah, I think you do look at certain things. I mean, I'm sure the gaffer's strengths are he'll see things from midfield players that perhaps I won't pick up, and as a defender, I'm sure I see the odd thing that he doesn't pick up. But no, we both certainly thought when Harry turned up, and especially like I say, the Telford game and the Bristol City game, that it was really hard to pick a fault with him. Yeah. And then when it keeps happening day in, day out, you end up thinking, well, this lad deserves a chance. Yeah,
I think that's only the second time since you and Mark took over that you won 3 in a row. The other time when you beat Bury 5-2, around that sort of time, you won 3 in a row then. So it is a nice habit to get into, and something to build on again, going to Aldershot, isn't it, with a great record? Absolutely,
yeah. We went to Aldershot and won there last year, but we talked about Crawley on Saturday. They've had 30 odd league games without defeat, and they're a good side. They were in the league lower last year, and they went on and won it. But you do get into a habit, you do get into a mindset of thinking we're going to go and win a game here today, and at the very least not lose it. And your defeats turn into draws, and your draws turn into victories when you get on a good run like that. And that's why it was important that we won tonight. So as you say, 3 on the bounce, and let's hope it's 4 on Saturday.
Do you think Andy Gallagher might go out before the deadline? I know he can go out afterwards, but do you think anything might be done quickly?
Andy needs games. He definitely needs games. He had the setback with his injury. That probably put him back. He's probably out 3 or 4 weeks in the end. So he needs games now. Whether it's games in our reserve team with a view to staying around the squad, or whether he needs to go out and play games on loan somewhere, that's something that. As you say, the deadline's not that big an issue to us. A week later, you can start loaning players out and bring them in again.
Yeah. Cheers, Neil.